Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of the Cassandra Terry Morning Show. It is Transformation Tuesday, and we are glad to be starting a new week with you. So come on in the room, join us, drop your comments so that we know that you are here. And by all means, share the live. Reach out to somebody who you feel who could benefit from the conversations that we have every day. Invite them in, share it on your space, but also invite at least two people personally so they know that you're thinking about them and their best interest and you want them to be a part of what we do here together 4 days a week, every Tuesday through Friday. I am coming to you guys today, though, from my hotel in Washington, D.C. So I'm going to try my best. Succinctness is not necessarily my strength, but I'm going to try my best to get us through here fairly quickly so I can get on with the events for today. I am in D.C. All week through Thursday. So we're going to be live today, and most likely we'll have replays for the next 2 days and then be live again on Friday once I return home. I'm here for a couple of different conferences for the day job. So we have to do what we have to do, right, to make it work. But I am so glad that even with the travels, I am able to share today with you guys before I jump in to the meetings ahead. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I see a few of you guys have joined already. Let's see. Kelly says, good morning. I'm glad I was able to join, and she is already inviting others to be with us as well. So welcome, Kelly. Glad to have you here. Kelly made it to top follower, one of the most engaged people on social media, and she is listed that every time I get a comment from her, it says from a top follower. So Kelly, you even are branded. I'm glad you caught me too. But you are branded as a top follower because you're always here, you're always commenting, you're always sharing. And it is much, much appreciated. Glad to see you. Welcome, Brian. I am glad that you are with us today. I see there's others that are watching, but because you haven't engaged yet, I'm not exactly sure who you are, but as you join in, I am more than happy, actually excited to recognize you, and thank you for spending some time with us today. You're welcome, Kelly. All right, so let me grab our quote for today. Um, so I think I told you guys a couple weeks ago, this will be the third week. Yeah, this is the third week that we began the week with a theme. Our first theme was, what was it, Brian? My brain it went out my head as quickly as I said it. Transitions. I think
Transitioning.
transitioning was the first one, followed by mastery, because when you transition, you end up in a different space than where you were. And so it'll take you a little bit of time to gain your footing and really become a master in that space. So we moved from our first week's focus of transitions to mastery. And this week, we're going to continue with a new theme of visualization. So today is Transformation Tuesday with the power of visualization. So all week, as we go through each of the days, we'll slant things towards the power of visualization as a tool, how you can use visualization to enhance your ability to not only see your goals but to actually achieve those goals. So we'll keep that in mind as we move through today's session as well as the remainder of the week. Catherine, welcome, welcome, welcome. Catherine says, thanks for the invite, Kelly. I second that because maybe I wouldn't know Catherine otherwise. So, Catherine, we're so glad to have you in the space. I'm Cassandra Terry, and this is Transformation Tuesday of the Cassandra Terry Morning Show. We're here every Tuesday through Friday at 7:15 a.m., and we are having conversations about topics that can help us get clear about what we want to do with our lives, conversations about taking us from that clarity to actually creating plans to get there, and then conversations to inspire and motivate to move from planning to actually implementing those tasks that you've created for yourself so that you can move from where you are to where it is that you would like to be, and you actually start to accomplish the things that you're dreaming about. We say all the time, we want to move from to do to done. But before you can do that, you have to be really, really clear about what it is you want. And then that clarity leads to planning, and that planning leads to implementation. If we keep committed and do the right things to accomplish what we've set out for. Kelly says, Catherine is my friend. Well, I'm glad to have both of you guys here with us. Kelly, if you know someone who you think could benefit from a conversation just like this, just like Kelly invited you, invite someone else in. We are growing this community. We are excited about having these conversations. And let's see, people are still showing up. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm just about to share our quote for today, and it is: visualization is daydreaming with purpose. Have you ever walked past your kids or something, or sometimes even your spouse, and they're just kind of looking off into space, and you're like, stop daydreaming and get to work? Well, the dreaming is so important. That daydreaming, if it's purposeful, if you're allowing yourself to see the life that you desire, if you're allowing yourself to see yourself being successful and completing your goals, moving from where you are to where you'd like to be, if you're allowing your mind's eye to take you there and see yourself on the other side of success, that daydreaming is important. When I work with my clients and we're goal setting, it all begins with a dream. I ask you to take all your constraints off for just a moment. No worries about time, no worries about other responsibilities, no worries about any limitations whatsoever, but just thinking about your life at its finest, you living that best life. What does that look like? What are you doing? Who are you spending that time with? What types of activities are you involved in? What's going on for you when you dream about that best life? You have to get that dream clear. The clearer, the better, and see all aspects of it and allow yourself to experience it well before you ever take a step towards getting there, because you want to be clear about where you're going so that the steps that you take are steps that are going to move you towards that goal, not missteps that may actually send you in the wrong direction. So daydreaming with a purpose is what visualization is. Allowing yourself to go where you may have never been before, see the things that you want most for your life, and indulge in those things before they ever happen. If you can see it, you can be it, you can have it, you can achieve it. So it all begins with that visualization. And that visualization will take you wherever it is you desire if you're willing to move it from the dream to the plan to the delivery. You design it, right? You plan it all out. You deliver it. You actually have to get busy and put the actions behind what it is that you're dreaming about. But visualization makes it really clear for you what it is that you should be doing with that time, because you have a goal in mind. You're not just aimlessly going through the motions. You're not just in a place where you're reactionary. Life is always going to be lifing. Things are always going to be coming our way. Sometimes great things, sometimes not so great things. The next great idea may come your way within the hour. But you have to ask yourself, as good of an idea as this is, as great of a plan and as excited as this individual is, does it align with the goals that I have myself and where it is I'm trying to go? Because just because it's a great idea doesn't mean it's the great idea for you, right? And that's what that visualization and gaining that clarity will help you determine. It will help you make sure that your yeses are yeses that are moving you in the right direction, and your no's are no's that are blocking out the distractions and keeping you on task so that you continue to move towards the life that you have set for yourself. So good morning, Alicia. I see you there. Conchita says, terrific Tuesday, everyone. Thankful for another amazing day. Me too, Conchita. And I can't wait to get out there in it. As we were traveling from the hospital last night, from the hospital, the airport last night, I saw the state capitol and a lot of the monuments off in the distance. And I'm just a block or two away from all that action. So I am looking forward to getting out in our nation's capital and seeing what it has to share today, as I go through. I'm going to get through this conference as quick as I can so that I can actually enjoy some of the city. Hello, Auntie. Hey, Karen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad that you are with us as well. So we have just finished looking at the quote and having a little bit of conversation about visualization. So, Brian, I'm going to kick it over to you. And then I'll, excuse me, I'll give our actionable steps. And then we will move towards wrapping up the day because duty calls. I'm not home in my studio. I'm in the hotel in downtown Washington, D.C. I'll be here through all day Thursday. Won't get home till late Thursday night. So your girl may be a little tired on Friday when I log in, but I totally intend to be here for Friday as well. So Brian, why don't you unmute and share your thoughts on visualization today?
Grand Rising, Cassandra, everyone.
Grand Rising.
It's a beautiful day today.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And talking about visualization, it brings up something I was thinking about uh, early this morning, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
Visualization, I didn't even know you were going to bring it in. I knew it was Transformation Tuesday, but I didn't realize you were going to specifically talk about what visualization is. And when I think about visualization, I think about manifesting, right? Transmuting something from an idea to a tangible something, a tangible asset, a tangible item, something that I can put my hands on, right?
Mm-hmm.
A tactile, right? But something that we don't talk about often enough as it relates to visualization is sacrifice.
Mm.
And I know, how do you correlate sacrifice with visualization? How do those two go together? But for me, whenever I make a plan, whenever I decide to do something, I always think about what I'm willing to give up in order to make that plan happen, in order to make it real. Sacrifice is not what we've been taught it to be. And I talk this way often because we have been taught so much of the wrong things that before we can move forward, before we can reach that next level, we have to unlearn these thoughts. We have to unlearn these patterns so that we can keep moving forward. And sacrifice has always been looked on like a bad thing. And it's just a word. It's a word for a thing that's actually happening, for an action that's taking place, right? When you sacrifice, you're not just saying, no, I'm giving this up. You're saying I'm investing my interest in something that hasn't happened for something that I want to do right now. Something I'm already comfortable doing, something I've done before, something I'm used to. Whatever that is, it's already happening. You're saying I'm going to stop that thing, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, and I'm going to invest it in something that I don't know to be mine yet. But I know that if I want that thing, I'm going to have to sacrifice this thing. Mm-hmm. Planning is not always about what you want. It's about what you're willing to give up to get that thing that you want. So when you start thinking about visualization, that's why that board came into play so strong the other day. Because I didn't just put up what I wanted to happen. I put up some of the things that I was releasing also. I'm tying this in. I'm letting go of the way I used to think, and I'm bringing this into this new way of thinking. That vision board is a powerful thing. Visualization, to me, starts with being accountable for that thing you want to let go of. Now, sometimes a whole bunch of things. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes. You're going to have to let it go if you want to go. Going forward means letting go of what's not working, of where you've been.
Oh, you
Of
say
all
prune?
the,
We have to prune.
oh, no, she didn't.
We have to
Yeah.
get rid of the stuff that's not working. We have to let it go. And when you talk about it, whenever you talk about that sacrifice piece, and I think that's one of the things that really trips us up. We are so busy planning. Have you ever heard somebody say they're so busy planning for the wedding that they forgot to plan for the marriage? We get so focused
Mhm.
on a part of it that we miss the rest. And sometimes we really get tripped up because we don't think about that sacrifice piece. If I'm going to do one thing, that means I don't have space for something else. When in that moment, when I'm doing whatever it is I'm doing, everything else is falling away. And in the larger scheme of things, and you're my youngest daughter, I always use her as an example. She was determined. She was determined to play collegiate ball, to get her degree, and she didn't want just any old degree. She wanted to be a physical therapist, which meant when she finished her program, she was going to have she earned her doctorate. So rigorous coursework on the medical side of things as a physical therapist, as well as playing collegiate ball. That didn't happen just by chance. When she was smaller, I think I've told you guys this story before. Destiny's Child was such a big deal back then, and they were all they were having their last concert in Houston, which is where Beyonce is from. And so we got tickets for those girls to go see Destiny's Child. And my youngest daughter said she couldn't go because she had tests and things that she had to prepare for at school. And I'm thinking, what a big sacrifice, what a different mindset for a teenager to make. But that has been her consistently. She has the ability to let go of even the stuff that sounds good, feels good, smells good, if it's not going to push her towards her goals. My undergrad is in business. I have my BBA. And so you have to do some economics and accounting and all those types of courses. And one of the things that you learn in business is the opportunity cost. And that's exactly what Brian was just talking about. The opportunity cost is what it costs you to say yes to something. And what it costs you is not just the financial, or it's the things that you can't do. So if I'm writing this book and I'm all in, then maybe that means I'm not going to be able to do some of the things that I typically did socially. So my relationships are going to be paused to a certain extent while I get through this period in time. I'm giving up something to get what it is that I'm working for right now. That's the sacrifice. That's opportunity cost in the business world. What do you let go of? What do you have to say no to because you're committed to this yes? And because we typically don't think about that and plan for that, because there's emotions that come with that, there's internal conflict that comes with that. And if we're not thinking about it in advance and that thing shows up, like all of a sudden your parents show up with some tickets to one of the hottest groups around. If you haven't already committed to who you are and what your plan is and how you're going to move forward, it's really hard to say no and pay that opportunity cost in that moment. But if part of your planning is, this is what I'm going to do, and while I'm doing this for this period of time, I won't be doing the concerts, I won't be going out with my friends, I'm going to pause some things socially because I need to get through this testing period. You've already thought about the opportunity cost, so when it does come up, it's a little bit easier to get to the answer that you need to get to in order to continue to move forward. Opportunity cost is huge, and when we build that in, we set ourselves up for a higher likelihood of success. So, and actually when we get to the actionable steps, we'll see something similar to what you shared, Brian, as one of the steps there. I'm not sure if you were finished. I feel like I may have cut you off, so feel free to come off mute and continue, Brian.
Nah, you chimed in right on time. You
All
already know.
right. All right, Kim, I see you there. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Kelly said, I had a dream that my hand was moving again. And I had a dream about a lady who I met on the stroke page, and she motivated me to work a little harder So now my affected side is now connecting. I had made a post on Facebook and asked, why is my why was it starting to itch? And some lady came on my post and told me I was healing. And I told her that she was in my dream and my hands were back to moving and she was my motivation. Absolutely. I totally understand that when that itch returns, those nerves are waking up. Your brain and those reflexes and the nerves and everything is reconnecting, so you're starting to feel some different sensations. So keep working, keep pushing ahead, giving yourself the highest possibility of regaining as much of your mobility as possible, and keep seeing yourself not only in your physical dreams but in your daydreams, Kelly, in your visualizations. See those sensations, see those abilities returning to you, see yourself doing the things that you did before your stroke, and keep being transparent, keep sharing, and we are going to rejoice right along with you as you get more and more of those abilities back. Conchita says, make sure to enjoy all the great food, Cassandra, particularly at the Salt Line restaurant. Totally delicious. All right, Salt Line. I'll write that down. That's a possibility for today. Trito, welcome, welcome, welcome. Says, hello, Cassandra. Good PM. It's good to see you. It has been a while. Conchita says, great share, Brian. And Dr. Marcia says, good morning to everyone. Good morning, Dr. Marcia. It is always great to see you in the place. And I look forward to anything you share along the way. So I think we are at the point to where we can go to those actionable steps. And let me take you guys through those. Give me just 1 second here. Here we go. Reverse visualization. So reverse visualization means you began with the end in mind. So visualize that success. Visualize you accomplishing whatever it is that you're working for. And then allow your mind to start to work backwards from from that end goal to today, so that you can see some milestones along the way, steps that you can take, things that you can do to accomplish that ultimate visualization. So you begin with the end in mind, and then and let your mind help you create the plan in reverse order. So you're moving from success back to where you are today, and you're grabbing those steps along the way. So by the time you return to now in your visualization, you've built out some of the planning that's going to help you get from where you are to where it is that you would like to be. Let's see, a couple of more comments came in. Dr. Marcia said she just ended her audio room. Awesome. I'm sure it was a great room. I love your newsletter, Dr. Marcia. I appreciate that you send it out to us so we don't miss it. Good stuff that you share every single time, every single week. So if you guys are not following Dr. Marcia and her newsletter on LinkedIn, you don't want to miss it. Good Christian grounded tips from leadership and being successful in a world that, if you're not careful, will have you losing focus on who you are and whose you are. There's my friend Lisa. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Everyone, great to see you here, Lisa. Glad that you are with us as well. All right, we had, for a second there, we had two Brians, but I think you sorted it out. All right, so reverse visualization was our first technique for you to try, and that simply means begin with the end in mind. What does success look like, and walk yourself backwards from there so that you can build a good, solid plan to accomplish your goals. Sensory visualization. I talk about this one quite often. When you visualize, I think we believe primarily that visualization is getting a good picture in your mind, but that's just the first level. You want to use all of your senses. Remember me talking about being at the beach. If I close my eyes right now and I decide that I'm going to visualize the beach experience, I'm not going to just see the beach, but I'm going to feel the wind on my face. I'm going to feel the sand underneath my feet. I can hear the seagulls in the background. I can hear the waves as they ebb and flow. So you want to get all of your senses involved. What do you smell? Can you smell the ocean water, right? What do you taste? Maybe there's a vendor nearby and they've got one of your favorite snacks out there. Allow all of your sensations to get involved in what you visualize. It makes it so much more vivid. So you gain another level of clarity and you are 100% sure when you've accomplished that thing, because you've already experienced it on all those different levels and all those different aspects of your abilities. Use your senses to help you gain the clarity and really see what it is you're trying to accomplish in its fullest. So sensory visualization is a good technique, and it really is. It takes kind of that daydreaming to the next level. So you're not just seeing it, you're experiencing it. You're immersing yourself in that experience, and that allows your mind, your actions, everything to align with what it is that you're trying to accomplish. So try it. Obstacle visualization. This one may be a little counterintuitive, but it actually helps you to prepare. When you think about what it is that you want to do, you can also spend a little bit of time thinking about what are the common obstacles? What are the things that come up, right? What are the things that may get in the way of me being able to accomplish what it is that I'm going for? Why would we want to do that? For planning purposes. And it also keeps us from getting so overwhelmed when those things do, if they show up. So let's say you want to, my favorite, write a book. You're a new mom. As a new mom, that may be very, very difficult to carve out that time to yourself. The baby's going to cry. The baby will need to be fed. Maybe you've got other kids at home that need to be fed. Your husband has some expectations of a meal being prepared, or whatever the case may be when you get home. So when they get home, so you're thinking about all these things that could get in the way of you carving out that hour to sit and do your work, right? So you say, okay, I'll just get a sitter. I'll have a babysitter come over and we'll watch the kids while I seclude myself and spend that hour focus on writing this book. But every time you hear the baby cry, you know you're going to get distracted and you're not going to let the sitter do their job. You're going to get up and you're going to run in the room and you're going to mommy all over the place. You're going to do the things that you need to do to comfort your child, right? So if you know that that's how you would respond, then you plan, I'm going to go to the library for an hour. I'm going to have the sitter come to the house, take care of the kiddos, and then I'm going to go spend that solid hour devoted to the book. And then I'm going to get back home and get back into mommy mode and take care of the other things. So think about most people. Yeah. What do you mean an obstacle? Your kid's not an obstacle. It's a distraction from what you're trying to do in that moment. No, your kids are not obstacles. They're not even, but they distract us all the time. Be on the phone and have a toddler around. Mommy, mommy, mommy. As soon as you get busy, that's when they want your attention. So that's just normal for them, right? It's a normal part of your day. But if you don't think about it and plan for it, you end up frustrated. You end up giving up on your dreams. You may end up lashing out at the family because you feel like nobody cares about the things that are important to you. And before you know it, things have spun out of control, when if you had just planned for it, you could have given yourself that hour that you need, and you feel good and refreshed and accomplished when you come back home and you're ready to mommy at the highest level. So really simple example, but thinking about the things that could distract you from what it is you're trying to do in advance, and planning around those things, planning for those things, planning how you're going to overcome those things will help accelerate your process and keep you from being as stretched and frustrated as we sometimes get. All right. And then I like this one. Daily micro visualizations. What does that mean? Carve out some times throughout your day to reconnect with your dream. It's just a minute or two. You could be sitting at your desk and you're in between meetings and you just give yourself a moment to reconnect with what success looks like for you. Reconnect with what it is you want to accomplish. Reconnect with what you had intended for that day, so that you keep that dream front of mind, so that you can continue to make the right decisions to move towards it. So those daily little mental breaks to reconnect can really keep you on point and focused and moving in the direction of your dreams. Emotional anchoring. What does that mean? So think about how you would feel when you've accomplished whatever it is that you're going for. Are you going to be excited? Are you going to be a little emotional, almost teary-eyed because you're so overjoyed? Maybe you feel I don't know, you feel regal. How do you feel at the end of what you're working towards? Capture that feeling first in your visualizations and then connect it to that event, connected to what you're working towards, and anchor yourself in that positive emotion so that you can continue to recall that emotion, recall what it is that you're working towards, and have the most amazing experiences before they even ever happen. I know when I accomplish X, I'm going to be so proud of myself. I know when I accomplish Y, I'm going to feel on top of the world, right? And so get those emotions and connect them with your goal so that every time you think about that goal, you're getting those positive emotions as well. And that'll help move you forward towards what it is that you're working for. And then lastly, symbolic visualization. What does that mean, Cassandra? Well, take a symbol and attach that to what you're working towards. It could be a mountain. I'm climbing the mountain towards the life that I desire. It could be whatever, choose that symbol, and then every time you think about the thing that you're working towards, allow that symbol to come up and connect the two. And whenever you see a mountain, you can see yourself on top of it, arms raised, doing a little hallelujah dance because you've accomplished what it is that you set out for. Whatever symbol says to you, I've done this thing, I'm successful, I've made it happen, I've been committed, and I've seen it all the way through. And all of that self-confidence and excitement, what does that look like to you? And how can you take that and apply it, and as a reminder today of what you plan to accomplish tomorrow? Symbolic visualization. So those are, I think that's it. Yep, I had 6 for you guys today. So reverse visualization began with the end in mind. Sensory visualization, using all of your senses, not just your mind's eye, not just the daydreaming from a visual perspective, but using all of your senses when you think about what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Obstacle visualization, thinking about the things that could trip you up and having some planning for that. That way, when life's, it's not so overwhelming. You already know how to move through it, and you can keep going without much interruption. Daily micro visualizations, taking those little mental breaks throughout the day to reconnect with your dreams, your goals, your aspirations. Emotional anchoring, allowing yourself today to feel what you're going to feel on the other side of success when you've accomplished the thing that you're working for, and recall that emotion every time you're thinking about that goal and working towards that goal. And then lastly, symbolic visualization. What does it look like? What symbol can you apply to the journey that you're on that you can use to keep you motivated, keep you inspired, keep you moving towards the goals that you have set for yourself? So those are our 6 actionable steps today, from the perspective of visualization. Let me see. Dr. Marcia says, subscribe. Appreciate you, Cassandra. Dr. Marcia, to help in that, write the name of your, I'm forgetting the name of your newsletter off the top of my head, and that way folks will know how to find it as well. She said, solid practical examples for obstacle visualization. And then she said, great, thank you. Clarified the example with your child not being an obstacle, but a distraction. I agree that our kids' needs can become our biggest distraction. Oh yeah, they are the center and we want to do everything that we can to take care. But some of that taking care means giving them a little space to grow as well. And sometimes we can really be helicopter moms and trying to control that every moment, not wanting them to fall, not wanting anything to happen. and that all of those things are a part of not just your growth but their growth. So yeah, they are definitely not they're not obstacles, but they can distract us from any and everything that we're trying to do. And most of the time, we want to give them. Can you imagine how strong and important your child feels when they regularly have your undivided attention? That's a part of parenting, giving them that attention. But we also have to step away and carve out time for us to do the things that we need to do. And sometimes we can send really bad messages if we don't plan that well. If I'm trying to do something and every time my child comes and tries to get my attention, I'm getting short, I'm getting frustrated. Now I'm without using the words, teaching that kid that maybe they're not as important to me in that moment, or something else is more important. And that's why if we plan it right, we put them in a positive situation, we separate ourselves and focus on what we need to do for that period of time, and then we can get right back to giving them the attention that they deserve. So planning and communicating and keeping everybody on the same page is so important as we build these strong, healthy families. Dr. Marcia says, this is the one I love, emotional anchoring. I use it a lot. That's awesome. And Conchita says, all excellent actionable tips, but number one, reverse visualization is my favorite because of its scriptural connotation. Isaiah 46:10 tell us that God declares the end of a thing from the beginning. Yes, I love that. The name of Dr. Marcia's newsletter is Christian Leadership Essentials. It's packed with actionable steps and really, really great details. And Dr. Marcia and I support each other a lot on LinkedIn. I really enjoy her newsletter. I see her often responding to my post. My newsletter is The Voice Within Wins, and it's more of what we're talking about here. So that's two places where you guys can go on LinkedIn and subscribe and continue to get more and more information that's going to motivate you, that's going to uplift you and inspire you and give you not just the rah-rah, but actionable steps that you can take to implement the things that resonate with you in your life. So, and that's what we're here for. It's great to have this community and to have this time together. But what's really amazing is when I'm fortunate enough to hear from somebody that something that we've said in this space, some step that we've given, something has been implemented and their lives are getting better. Their lives are improving, because I know that has been my experience. And I'm grateful for all of you for the consistent sharing and showing up that you do. Brian, if you can come off mute. I think we've covered the topic for today. What did we want to share to wrap up today? I am so blank because I'm already starting to drift into the streets of, I'm about to go to Pennsylvania Avenue.
Pennsylvania Avenue.
Pennsylvania
Wow.
Avenue.
You said a lot of good stuff. The one thing I didn't hear you mention was the mastery challenge for visualization that's coming up.
That's what I was looking for. So we just finished, visualization is a important theme for this week, because we just finished our vision board event last Saturday. It was amazing. Conchita was there, Kim was there, Lisa was there, and a few other folks was with us as well. And it was a great experience. We did a goal setting workshop. And then at the end of after everyone took the space to get the clarity that they need to focus on the goals that they have for themselves, then they got busy creating their vision boards. And I'm sure we'll do some posts or videos or something to highlight some of that experience, because some amazing boards were created. And I was so excited to just be in that space with you guys. And so the visualization, now that we've created the goals and we have the visualization. We're continuing to weave everything together. Transitions matter. Mastery matters. Visualization matters. They're not one-off conversations. It's a continual conversation that we continue to elevate the level of understanding that you have about all the things that we're talking about, and give you more and more opportunities to deepen that learning and actually do the work to change your life. It can change the trajectory of your life. If you implement just one thing and are consistent, you move yourself on a different path than what you're on. So the mastery challenge that Brian it just mentioned is our next challenge. He says transition and mastery matters. Absolutely. Our mastery challenge is similar to what we did earlier in the year when we had the SOAR challenge. It was 4 days of an hour and a half or so a day where we dig into a topic and we learn from different perspectives. I have lessons and tools and inspiration each day to help you get grounded in that topic, gain clarity about that topic, and be able to implement it in a more powerful way in your life. And this time it's around mastery. We have to start by mastering ourselves. How do I do that? What does that mean? We master our environment. We master our goals. We master the space that we're in this time in our life. And in mastering that and implementing, we continue to move forward and transition from this place to the next place. Success brings transition, just like everything else does. So mastery is an ongoing topic. How do I master where I am in my life right now? Let's see. Kim says it was so much fun. Thank you for a wonderful Saturday. The Power Board. You are so welcome, and thank you for all of your engagement and inviting your sister-in-law. Tell her I'm looking for her. Where are you, Linda? We're expecting you to be a part of our community like you were on Saturday, because she really brought a lot of fun and positive energy into the space. So hopefully we'll see more of her. And Charita says, hello, Dr. Marcia Thomas. So let's see. I think we've gotten all of the comments and recognized everyone. So Brian, can you tell them how to learn more about the Mastery Challenge? If you're talking, you're on mute. There you go.
Yeah, I was running my mouth. Absolutely. So you can go directly and join up at iwanttosoar.com. Or if you haven't already gotten your SOAR score, and this is imperative, if you haven't already gotten your SOAR score, you can visit iwanttosoar.com. No, thevoicewithinwins.com /SOAR assessment, and take that SOAR score. Take that SOAR score if you haven't already taken that SOAR score. It's imperative to know where you are before you start moving to that next place. That SOAR score helps you get there. Go to The Voice Within Wins, click on the SOAR challenge. It's going to take you there. Get that SOAR score.
The SOAR score is a result of an assessment that I built. And it doesn't take very long. It's a few questions, but it allows you to understand where you are within the SOAR framework. Do you still need more time identifying your strengths? Maybe you've done that, but you're struggling with obstacles. You seem to be stuck and experiencing the same things over and over again. If you've moved past the obstacles, it's time to start goal setting. And so you're at the A, achieving goals. And if you're at the top of the scale and you have all of those things behind you and you're consistently operating from your strengths, you have the skills you need to manage challenges and self-limiting beliefs and things as they come up. You set your goals and you create those tasks to get there and you accomplish them. So now it's just about resilience and continuing to expand and deepen and maybe even, show up to help other people gain some of the knowledge that you have. So you take the assessment, you get that SOAR score that Brian is talking about, and that gives me the baseline. That personalizes everything that we're doing for you. based on your source score, I know where you are and what it is that we can focus on to keep you moving forward. So I want to soar.com, or like Brian said, you can go to the Voice Within wins.com. That's my website. And from there, you'll see the SOAR challenge, which will get you to take the assessment, and you immediately will get your SOAR score, and it'll give you some, a write-up of what that score means within the SOAR framework, and some next steps and things. And then I like to have a conversation with you once you've got that SOAR score in hand, because then we can, like I said, start to personalize everything that we're doing here, so you can learn where to plug into all of this information that's coming at you, so that you're gathering what's really going to help you move from where you are to the next level. A few more comments have come in. Let's see. Margaret says, thank you for the share, Lady Drew. Hello, everyone. Welcome, Margaret and Lady Drew. Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here and for being such a consistent sharer. Lady Drew shares everything that I put out there, and so many other folks. Just a great connector, a great supporter. And I don't know if you hear it often enough, but you're seen and you are appreciated. Zainab, I'm sure I am butchering your name, but welcome. Glad to see you here. It's the first time I've seen you in the space. Zainab says good morning. And Conchita says, to echo Brian, get your SOAR score. It will open a new door. I told you, Brian, she keeps coming for you with this Dr. Seuss stuff. You got some competition with Conchita. She can drop a rhyme real quick. And Charita says, hello, my BFF at Lisa. Welcome all of you guys. Thank you so much for your attentiveness today. I'll know better tomorrow. I'm expecting that I'm going to do a replay tomorrow for Wake Up Wednesday and Transformation and Thankful Thursday, because as I mentioned at the top of the hour, I'm in DC at a couple of conferences. There's a 1-day conference today and 2-day conference Wednesday and Thursday. So I'll be busy in those spaces. I am going to try my best. But I'll definitely be live on Friday, and seeing how the days unfold, I'll have to kind of make a game time decision if I'm going to be able to be live those other 2 days. But if I'm not here physically, if Brian is not here, I will definitely have a replay of there was a lot of Cassandra Terry morning show before you guys started to follow. So I actually enjoy going back in the archives and pulling up some of the original content and hearing your comments on that. Margaret says, hello, beautiful Cassandra. Right back at you, Margaret. Hugs, virtual hugs to you. Zainab said, you said it perfectly. Yay! That's a big deal for me. I love to me, that's the beginning of respect, taking the time to get folks' names right. So I'm so glad to hear that. And Lisa says, hello back to you, Charito. Gary says, hello to the whole happiness tribe. Thanks to you. Hey, Gary, welcome. Glad to see you in this space as well. And I think that does it for today. So go to thevoicewithinwins.com, look for the SOAR challenge, get your SOAR score, and join us in the next challenge. Catherine says, I appreciate the invite and the helpful information. So glad that you were able to be with us, Catherine. We're here every day, basically at 7:15 a.m. Central. So hopefully we'll see you back and you'll become a regular participant with us. And Lisa says, happy that I'm a part of the SOAR collective so that I can get these actionable steps and not have to make notes, Cassandra, LOL. Ooh, that's a good reminder. Brian, before I leave here, I got to get those actionable steps out. Lisa looking for them. So that's great. It's good to know that the things that we're doing are used and appreciated. So Lisa, it may be a little bit later this afternoon, but the actionable steps will be uploaded to the SOAR community in that pretty format, so you guys have them whenever you need them as a reminder. So no, you don't have to take notes. We will take them for you. So I think that does it for today, guys. Thank y'all so much for a wonderful Transformation Tuesday. I'm sure I will be sending out pictures and things of my of my travels as I enjoy our state capital over the next 3 days. And Satish, I see you out there. Tim is here with me, yo bro. Satish, so I don't know when we're going to come back to India, but it sure is great to be able to connect with you in this space also. So thanks everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And somehow, some way, I will see you tomorrow, 7:15 a.m. Central for Wake Up Wednesday.